I say we're probably going to be going to game number 3. This looks stampedable. Stampedable, but hey, who knows? Maybe Nova Aqua and James Banks can pull out some magic. And if KLVJ times his vision getting and fronting properly, then they might be able to hold on long enough. Let's see. But with everything considered, it's looking like a fast game for Liquid.
Fast game, Team Liquid, maybe 12 minutes. That's the read here from the desk. Do you guys agree? Let us know in the comments. We'll try to read through that later on. But for now, it's Team Liquid versus APBren on game number 2.
I love the respect APBren has for Team Liquid's lineup. 2 full purifies. They know that Liquid's going to bring it to them. And bring it they did! As Aqua gets killed by the chef. First blood drawn by Sanji.
I like that we all basically nodded in agreement at the same time. Because that's exactly what we expected to happen.
Zetian wasn't banned, right?
Yes.
Then the knockback of Zetian would have been very helpful in that scenario. It helps manage the lane slightly better against a very aggressive Kali that wants to get close and up in your face. It wrecks his flow a little bit.
Uh-oh.
It's a bad start.
Carl's waiting in the wings, coming through, looking for that passive to proc. And he finds Aqua the second time around. JP traded out 4. Nova falls. Double kill for the GOAT. Sanji flickers back out. And James Banks finds Sanji. 2 for 2.
Man, those are lots of good trades. And again, you don't want to actually go toe-to-toe against a Guinevere, like especially in your face, because you're not gonna win that trade. His HP just goes back over and over again.
Okay, a little magic from James Banks. That ended as good as it could have for APBren. 2 kills, and he got away, and he has an EXP advantage slightly over Carl TZ, despite them both being level 4, yes. So, not a total loss for APBren. They're still definitely in this based on how they managed getting KLPG out of lane first or getting him to level 4. So, Team Liquid do the smart thing. Pull back the crab, deny it from APBren, and it ends up going to JP. So, it's a delay on the level 4 for both EXP laners right now.
Yeah, and that's going to level out, especially once they're going into the turtle later on. Very close by. James Banks actually wants to get this done as quickly as possible.
Couldn't hold on to the turtle hard enough since he has to respect JP's jumps and Carl's.
This is going to be a big fight. Just watch out for Sanford and KLVJ. I feel like with their entries and who manages which entry better.
Yeah, no Raging Sandstorm quite yet for JP at least, but it will actually come online almost the same time as its Flicker. So you're right, absolutely, that's definitely on the chopping board here. You have to keep your eyes on the timer as well for Sanji.
Yep, Gold Crab was secured by Teddy there in that last little skirmish for it, between Shizo, and thus he has a slight advantage over the carry. Very long turtle dance here. I think at some point someone might have to give it up, but with James Banks at the orange already, after this should be a clear sign for APBren to try and go for something. While Team Liquid Philippines are delaying as much as they can, being aggressive in the river as Carl TZ needed to go down to get his own orange buff first.
Oh, still the level advantage for Jimmy James. He's on 6, Carl at 5, so if it comes down to the wire retribution battles, James Banks has a slight advantage. The dance continues. Nova and JP pulling back and forth and back. JP does not have the Rampaging Sandstorm just yet. Void Crystal thrown out, check in range. Sanji here gets pushed back. Glorious Pathway by Nova. What's the play here? Is he opening up for James? James holding on to the retribution. Quick stand guy comes in. James Banks answered with a better airstrike. The RWM. The response from Sanji and Sanford with a torrent. In comes KL from the back. Deadly Magic thrown on to JP. And in comes the Infernal Pursuit. They stun Sanford. Sanford's caught between 4 and 40. Gets taken down by Jimmy James. They trade for Nova. In comes Carl. Serving up a kill. 2. One of them, and Apple falls, but Carl TZ gets taken down. Not actually survived the engagement. Great range from AP.
Clutch Dark Wave by KLVJ. That just gave enough time for that last basic attack from James Banks to connect and lash onto Carl TZ, securing that kill. So Nova's initial initiation was just wait.
They're still going. JP trying to quick send guard this, but there's way too much magic damage.
APBren are handling this so well. We are getting magic from James Banks. 5-0-1 to start things off, and Aqua and Nova getting really crafty. It's the knowledge. So we keep talking about them. So Nova's start actually is a means to force reactions out of Team Liquid Philippines, and they eventually decided to jump into that fight. It was handled well by Liquid, but it was just a crazy retribution win for James Banks. Now, it was stretched out and it ended up becoming in favor favor for APBren because we said, look at the two EXP laners. KLVJ was unbothered. Because of Nova entering, that meant that Team Liquid couldn't look at the Phobius. So that means KLVJ was ready for round 2 after going around the back.
Look at those differences as well. The goal difference really ramping up here for APBren. Not the one we expected. Damn, I'm a little flabbergasted. By the way, in all that exchanges, super low-key Aqua. I'm a big fan of how he's playing that Farsa.
Yes. I haven't seen a Farsa in a while be as useful without a feathered airstrike as he was. I could have sworn he died, but no, he was just throwing out those basic skills and it's like...
Every single one hits.
Oh.
That's the scary part with Aqua here. He's very low-key. He's not rushing these hits. He's not rushing the salvos.
Curse of Crow was stonks for that engagement. Turtle 2 currently up. APBren, 2,000 gold. Huge firepower advantage. Sanford looking for that angle in the back line. Nova drawing a line between the rest of men. APBren, feathered airstrike. They've clapped out on the car.
Oh my God.
APBren easily secures the turtle. RWM keeping Nova down. And KLVJ engages on the 2. Make that 3 as he pushes JP back. A lot of damage out of him. Sanford finds a double. The Apex Predator gets one.
There goes that star power that TLPH is very much known for. You can kind of out macro them a little bit, but individually those mechanics are just a little bit too much overcome, especially on that last one.
Yeah, San stood tall with Daddy JP, and I think KLVJ was just Aqua missed the Curse of Crow by a few inches. That's why once KLVJ thought
did we
that he could
curse it?
Yeah, I feel like we did. I feel like when KLVJ thought that he could get JP, suddenly it was a Void Crystal brought out by Sanji, slowed him down and forcing APBren back. But they are still in control. They are still setting the momentum here with their fast and snappy rotations. Now they are both eyeing gold lanes as Teddy and Shizo have been left unbothered for majority of this game. So looking back at it, by the time Sanford went in, APBren already pulled the trigger on the fight, meaning the Sanford couldn't make the most out of his disruption. But then he waited, he bided his time, and then now it linked up with Sanji's real-world manipulation well. This is what I was talking about earlier with KLVJ. After Aqua just missing the stun on JP by inches, KLVJ was punished, trying to go for the kill on JP.
It was a very good punish, and overall, I would say that just resulted in James Pack just having so much ground to cover, so much easier for him to cover these grounds.
Yeah.
Now that they're able to push TLPH back a little bit.
Yeah. So it's a DHS rush for Teddy, and he didn't even go for the he didn't go for the Swift crossbow. He didn't go for golden staff, nothing like that. He went straight for DHS, knowing that he needed the extra bit of damage because it's going to be the Phobius and the high loss he has to think about more of.
JP, Raging Sandstorm, massive ult coming in from Carl. The response, the RWM boys pathway. Nova trying to open up the retreat, and Sanford trying to keep him in. But Liquid find a pickoff. James Panks shut down.
I was really feeling what Sanford's trying to do. He's trying to pull people back into the real world. It's just not happening quite here. APBren really respecting the distance to give them a lot of distance.
Yeah, with the glorious pathway there also, Nova was just a little bit too fast to get brought back into the RWM. Free turtle for Liquid, and that was just a great initiation by JP and Carl TZ together. Of course, well followed up by the rest of Liquid. So Liquid now has taken control of this game. It's not the stampede that we expected to get. APBren did greatly match Team Liquid of Philippines in the early stages of the game, but now it is a slight Liquid lead. Carl TZ just built up a Winter Crown so he can be aggressive and at the same time maybe bait out abilities from APBren. Just when APB think that they can get Carl TZ down, he can just pop up the Winter Crown.
It's actually perfect for him because that will actually enable him to do more riskier maneuvers.
Exactly, yes.
And just give him more confidence.
And again, even save him from a deadly magics. He can just freeze right as the proc happens.
That's right. That's right.
Like he'll just eat everything first, and then just when it's about to pop, Winter Crown it, and then you're good, you're safe.
There's a sound board for that. Boing. Nothing.
Isn't it more like a ticking clock? It's like,
yeah, it is. It is. That's my sound.
There it is. See, it's on Sanji now.
The point.
And he's okay.
Nothing happened. Oh, well.
Yeah, there was enough of a follow-up. Because Aqua was a little too deep underneath
the
tier 1.
distance is... I think APBren might be respecting TLPH too much now.
Yeah,
they're not closing this as much.
Yeah, they have to though. JP's man marking James Pax really well. I think they've shifted their focus now, making sure that they know where the Harley is at before they engage, which is the right call.
It does feel like there is a right call, right? With the team fights that APBren are not taking, aren't they just like giving away too much? Or giving TLPH like more room for the backswing?
It's one of those scenarios where you have to give, because if you force anything, then heading into the Lord, it's like that might end up becoming a free Lord for Liquid. So it's them just playing defensive, making sure that Shizo still doesn't get taken down. He
Waiting
gets
for time.
farm. Yeah, they're just recalibrating a little bit, biding their time, being patient with it.
They slowed down so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed. It slowed down so much here. Look at the distance Aqua's also giving, trying to clear those waves.
Yeah.
And again, it's all for this Lord.
And of course, as expected, Liquid, knowing that APBren had decided to slow things down, they're going, thank you, we'll get the resources. They pushed their lead from 1,100 to 2,400 and counting. So that continues to go up. But look at the two gold laners. Shizo even has a very, very slight lead, though that is very close in terms of the gold.
Both
against
Trinity.
Teddy.
Yeah, both of them have the Swift Trinity activated now.
Whoa! JP and Carl once again attempt that same maneuver. Nova able to respond and embrace it with a glorious pathway. In comes TLPH into the back. Sanford trying to find Aqua, and Aqua wings by wings, but a little too much. They trade those 40 falls, 2 for 2. Aqua and Kiel for 40 and JP. They all just back off, scattered across the map.
Yeah, you saw the impact of the Winter Crown of Carl Teasy that bought a lot of time. And it seems like James Banks, he's playing this as peel for Aqua. He's saving his deadly magic for the entry of Sanford. And that's why
Right.
they were able to trade Sanford out.
I was thinking, you know what, maybe because he knows there's a Winter Crown for Carl, that's why he didn't bother.
Yeah.
But then again, that is a really good swap out of target. Sanford getting slowed down actually just gave so much room for APBren to move.
Which is, I think, why it feels like APBren are slowing down. We're used to seeing James Banks as a full-on offensive tool. Here he's being a deterrent. Glorious pathway dropped by Nova. Then an airstrike coming in. Can they stop this turtle thing? The goat finds the retribution. JP falls. Shizo on Sanford. 40 gets punished hard. James Banks takes him down. 2 for the Lord. APBren are going to have to find a way to capitalize.
Oh boy. That was a little late on the torrent form as well for Sanji. Sanford rather. I don't think he was able to actually get as much use of the Sora as he wanted to in that last one.
In the end, though, it was just like a pure retribution win for Carl Teasy and Liquid. And a great call to immediately jump onto the tower in mid, as members of APBren could not hold on to defend their tower there. That now opens up the map significantly more for Team Liquid. They only have one tower taken down on their side, and that is the one at top. APBren have to do a lot of work here to turn this game around, while Liquid can just coast to continue getting more towers taken out. Malefic Gun now for Shizo. Okay, not at the last item. Okay, that's a good adjustment because it gives him the range that he needs, provides a little bit more space, and at the same time, maybe that might mean that James Banks won't have to play deterrence as much.
Whoa.
Earlier team fight.
The fight for this tier 2 in mid. APBren puts their foot down and says, not so fast, as they throw out a couple of ults to stop Liquid.
Yeah.
Carl Teasy, look at him on the side. He's just waiting for someone to step out of the line. Love what I'm seeing here.
Guinevere with a lot of cooldown reduction. Woo! Love them. This is the
40.
Guinevere that hurts because that's 2 items with adaptive damage that he built.
Ooh, love that. Look at the HP of Sanford basically just shrugging that deadly magic off. That's basically the Harley out for a few seconds.
A little bit of a silver lining, though. That was just James Banks. So there was very little follow-up. No additional damage to use the deadly magics and the genius one. So if he can take out a third or a fourth of Sanford's
On his own.
Yeah, that's still some respectable damage from the Harley.
Yeah. And so after the draft, we mentioned that Kev VJ might have a difficult time here, and clearly he is. There's a massive lead for Sanford compared to the Phobias. He's been doing what he could, but again, this is why we mentioned that this will be a difficult job for the Phobias.
James Banks almost checks in on 40.
Yeah. But
They seem to be just clashing non-stop, these two guys right now.
so all going to be seeing each other, man marking, checking the bushes. So looking at the item progression.
Guinevere versus Harley, that's a no-brainer, right? That should be a no-brainer. And I love the gap as well that's being created.
Yeah, Aqua already has the Genius Wand, and now Karthisi also picked up the Athena Shield. So if Kels VJ decides to continue his more aggressive posturing towards Karthisi, when he would see the Guinevere, he'll go in for the Dark Wave. It's not going to be easy to burst out this Guinevere.
Whoa.
You have to be a little bit smarter for the team fights.
Carl Deasy contemplating if he should pop off the full suite to take down Nova, but APBren clearly using him for bait. Liquid knows.
Yeah.
Good control here for Liquid. And APBren, I think they're tired of just responding over and over again. It feels like now they're talking, we might be ready to go ahead, face TLPH head on.
Is it time?
They need to. This next Lord cannot easily go to Liquid. They're gonna have to try and see if they can get trades. If they don't get the Lord, at least get a kill or 3.
Nova
conceal.
with a conceal. Who's he looking for? Checks in on the RBM. Sanji gets flushed out. JP and Carl TZ still looking for that engagement. I don't think they trust Nova anymore. It can't just be as easy as it was about 5-6 minutes ago. The blitz onto this Lord. Who's going to take it? Boy's pathway. He's looking for Carl. And the retribution still is good from the goat. And Nova gets hit with a full sweep. Better airstrike by Aqua. Sanford looking for targets. Lightning form. Blazing duet. Plus the winner crowd into the back line as KLVJ is about to get popped once more. He falls alongside Nova. No one home for Stanford, but they've cornered Jimmy James. Jimmy James gets taken down. Double for Steady Teddy.
Yeah, it does feel like he's a lot more comfortable on that quad here in game number 2. Just like that, we've got a Lord walking up on mid.
And they are inside the base just like that. Aqua and Shizo struggling to defend. And that's going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going all the way. Game 3. For this series here today.
And the cavalry goes wild for Team Liquid. Kind of exactly what we predicted, though. Not super surprised with the outcome, honestly.
Whether it was an unfortunate pull on the Lord or a mistime. Whoa. You guys are later. Chill out.